We took about an 8-hour bus ride from Cappadocia down to Antalya on the southern coast. Our studio apartment on the coast was small but very functional and had all the basics that we need for the next 2 weeks. But the standout of this place was definitely the terrace. We enjoyed many lovely afternoons and evenings on the terrace and in some beautiful sunsets, including this one on our first night there. We set out to do some exploring, starting with Republic Square, which is right in front of our apartment. Just past the square, there are some beautiful views of the Mediterranean Sea, and only steps away is Old Town. We made our way through the shops of Old Town and down to the port area. The geography of Antalya is quite interesting, as most of Antalya is located on a cliff overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. There are several of these glass elevators along the 100-foot cliffs in Antalya. We decided to ride up one, and it was about a 15-minute wait to get to the front of the line. The elevator holds about 13 people and just takes a few seconds to go from top to bottom or vice versa. We awoke to a beautiful sunrise the next day, and some music and a ceremony happening out front at Republic Square. Antalya is well known for dental tourism, so we took advantage. And they are very thorough in their documentation process. But overall, we had a really good experience there. Hadrian's Gate was built as a grand entrance to Antalya to commemorate Emperor Hadrian's visit to the city in 130 AD. Lower Duden Falls is located within the city of Antalya, but about a 20-minute bus ride from where we were staying. The water cascades over 100 feet off the cliff into the Mediterranean Sea and really highlights the unique geography of Antalya. This tram runs through Old Town and along the coast in Antalya. We took it to visit the public beach of Konyaaltı, just down the road about 20 minutes from where we were staying. Even though it was mid-November, it was in the mid-70s, so we opted to rent beach loungers at the Flamingo Beach Club. It cost about 15 US dollars for 2 beach chairs and an umbrella. But because the beach is a pebble beach, it wasn't going to be super comfortable to lay down on a towel, so it was well worth it for us. For Troy, the water was comfortable enough to get in to cool off, but I didn't get in past my knees. We spent about 30 minutes on a bus heading inland to reach Upper Duden Falls. The cost was minimal to get in, about $3 per person. After enjoying the view from the falls above, we headed downstairs to get some different perspectives. We're visiting Perge, which is some ruins that are in the city, but it took us about an hour by bus to get here. There are not many people here right now, so I don't know if it's not very popular or it was a little bit hard to get to, or maybe most people just take a tour to get here.
This is the stadium.
We're in the stadium right now, but the theater we can't get into.
Here. Yeah. Here's the turn at the end of the stadium where the chariots would come down, take a turn, and go back to the finish line.
The structures here date back to the 1st and 2nd century AD, built by the Romans. It was pretty amazing to see how well intact so many of the structures were on this compound. There goes Troy, just taking a stroll down Main Street. We're out exploring a little bit more of Antalya today, and Troy brought us to explore a few parks that are right by the coast.
It's 75 degrees today and cloudy, but no wind, so it should be nice. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's beautiful out. This one we're at even has a little water slide. I don't think that we're going to do that today,
Nah.
but you know, it's here. To our Arizona brains, those looked like water slides, but after translating the sign, swimming was actually prohibited. After enjoying the views along the cliff, we spotted this location where you can rent a sunbed for about $5 per person and enjoy swimming in the beautiful Mediterranean Sea. So we had to take advantage of another warm November day. That meal was actually really delicious and probably one of the cheapest that we've had in Turkey. Only around $5 to $6 for each meal, which was really cheap and so delicious. So definitely recommend it. We topped off our delicious meal with this amazing lotus cheesecake. I'm trying out a hammam today, which if you don't know is a Turkish bath. And it started out as the actual way people bathed because they didn't have plumbing in their homes. But now it's kind of more turned into a spa type treatment. Troy was not interested. Mostly they are usually segregated by men and women. Women work on women, men work on men. He likes massages but didn't think this sounded great. I think it sounds amazing, so I am gonna go find out what it's all about. I'm back home now after finishing my hammam experience, and it was really very nice. If you haven't had one before, you go in and change and put on a little towel, and then you go into a heated room with this beautiful marble everywhere, and the marble slab in the middle is heated. So you lie on that, and a woman was very helpful and poured some water over me because that's what you're supposed to do, and I didn't really know. So after that really relaxes all your muscles and feels really nice, and then you can do the sauna. And then after that, somebody uses a scrubber and just scrubs the heck out of your skin. Like, so gross, the dead skin that came off of me, so good to have that gone. And then you get a foam bath. So quite an interesting experience to have somebody bathing you at the age of 50 years old. After that gets all rinsed off, and they did my hair too. Then I relaxed for a little bit and had some tea, and then they took me for an oil massage for about 30 minutes. And it felt really nice. I feel super relaxed and my skin is like a newborn baby's. It was great. And so the price for this one was $40 US, which I feel like is pretty reasonable for about an hour and a half of treatment. And like I said, a lot of them are more in the spa world now. So when I looked, especially in Istanbul, the prices could be up to $120, $150. So this one seemed pretty reasonable to me, and I think once you're away from Istanbul or the major cities, there's a little bit more variety. Here they were varied too. I looked at another one that was $80 for the same service, so for $40 it was a great experience, and I would certainly recommend it and do it again.